Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up Demonstrator and I'm pleased to show you how to make this cute little calendar. This is just a printed calendar, but this is on a tent card and it just simply stands up on its own, and it's a nice little way for those who like a paper calendar just in front of them to have it. So let's get started. This is the not cheat sheet, but the recipe card and everything for your sample for club members, and you can see that it's just a baby tent card. Has nothing to do with the calendar, but just the idea of the tent card for other uses. Alright, so we have, here are our pieces. I will first show you how to do the technique with the tent part of it, and I'll do that with the little mini one, just so that you can not have to watch the whole video if you don't want to, but just to learn the technique. So I just have just a piece of cardstock that's folded in half. These are 2 3/4 by 5. I guess you could even just make just a baby calendar like this. I just thought of that. I will try to attach the PDF file to my website. It's just a printed calendar and then you have to cut it up that I just found online. So this piece is just a 2 3/4 by 2, and I scored it every 1/2 inch. I'm folding it in half and I'm folding it back on itself and back on itself. I will be putting some adhesive. I'm using strong adhesive on this one, just the Seal Plus. Oh, trying to get it out, because you do want a strong adhesive. And I'm putting adhesive on both sides of it, of the folded parts up. And that didn't come out so good. It's one thing not so great with the Seal Plus. It likes to pull paper up. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's adhesive here and adhesive here. You want a W, and we'll just fold this flat, like I said, fold it in half and back and back. The folded edge goes toward the bottom. I'm just putting that on the bottom of this piece, and so you still have your W. So that's what you want to make sure you have, the W, and then push this down and fold it over, and you have a simple tent card. And that's it for the technique. But now let's make the card. I'm using Starry Sky designer paper, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, folded in half or scored in half and then folded, and some Granny Apple Green, and I'm using these embossing folders. Lighting is not real good today. It's a nice snowy day. So I'm using this. It's called what is it called? I can't remember. It's stripes and dots or something. But it's sort of like a grunge. I'll put everything in my website. But this, it has some stripes and some splotted grunge, I guess you want to call it. But I just did that on one side just to give it a little bit of dimension. So we'll attach that. Okay. And then we will attach the designer paper. This is called Meandering Meadows. It's an online exclusive paper. And when it says online exclusive, it's just extending the calendar. The catalog. You don't need to buy just from that. It just means it's the only place you can find it. It won't be in any catalogs. Some people get confused with that. And this is just a 3 by 5, so you can get 2 pieces out of the entire 6 by 6 piece. So you cut off the 5 first, and then 3, and you'll get 2 of them in one sheet of paper. We also have here are our calendar pieces. They are about 2 3/8 by 2 1/2, and then this is a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece that this will fit on it. But the way that I found worked is I'm going to punch holes in the top of the calendar. Again, because I printed this off, that was the best way I could do it. So I'm using the old-fashioned crocodile. You can do whatever hole punch you have. This seemed to work. And there's a small and a large hole on it. I'm using the small one, trying to get it in as even as I can. And it just cuts through it very easily. Okay, so I have the holes. You can see the holes. Now I'm going to take you can use your, what do you call it? Your mat. This is not Stampin' Up's, but it doesn't bother me to put big holes into it. So I'm just using it as just a padded thing. And I'm opening this up, placing it on the mat, placing my 2 3/4 inch piece, and decide where you want to put your calendar. Some people didn't want to cover up the flowers, so you could put it on top or the bottom. This one I put on the bottom. This one we'll put toward the middle, I guess. So you place that where you want to place it. Take your pickup tool with the biggest, the pointy part, and you will line this up. You'll just hold that on there. Line it up. You want all the layers. And try to make it as straight as you can. Okay, make this straight. And then you will poke into all of the layers. It looks kind of like we're killing something here, but you have to kind of push hard. So I just pushed it through all the layers. Now I take my brads from the square and round brads, and you stick it in the hole and stick this one in. They come black and white, and this one has the black, and this one is, I'm using white. And now I lift it up off of the mat, kind of straighten it out a little bit if you can. Open it up, and then open up your legs on the thing, and then you can switch it out at the end of the year for a new calendar if you need to, but this will be closed. Okay, so now we will do that technique again for the whatchamacallit, the tent. So we'll fold it in half. These are scored. This is a 4 1/4 by 4. It's scored 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Fold it up, fold it back, and no need to use the bone folder because you want it to expand out. We have a W. Now this time we will use tear and tape so that we don't have the problem with the Seal Plus pulling up the cardstock, because that tends to happen. So we're going to put, again, this is folded, and on the flat sides we'll put one piece here on the top, one on the bottom, flip it over, same thing, put it on the top, and put it on the bottom. And that's all it really needs. So now we have it. If you were to open it up, these would be on the top, and then you have your W bottom here. Wait, this way. So this is the other side. So now this is the most important part. You want to make sure you do it correctly. So you have your valley, mountain, valley, again a W, but the mountain part needs to be up. So you'll push it together, open up your card. Again, mountain on top, valley on the bottom. The valley part, this part, goes on the bottom of the card. You can do front a card or back a card first, it doesn't matter, they work the same way. I'm taking off the release liner thing. Okay, so almost did it wrong. Folded edge to the bottom. A little hard to see with this darker paper. Like that. And you can see now we have our W. And now we will take off this part. And then fold this over. I like to start from the folded edge and just kind of move it down. And that way you get a nice flat piece. And that's how we get our tent. And you'll know you did it wrong if this little edge isn't a W, because now we have a big W. You can kind of see it. Alright, so there was a little piece of designer paper left over from that 5-inch piece that we cut off. So I trimmed it a little bit and made this a 3 3/4 inch piece. And I just am adding this to a little piece of granny apple. And I'm just attaching this to the back because I had it, and it just kind of gives it a little something on the back here, just for a little decoration without wasting that piece. So that's all there is to it. And then I did add some gems that I had laying around. So I hope you enjoyed watching this and learn how to make a tent card. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.